There's not much to say about that. I was coming into the game, you all seen it on the road trip, really encouraged, seeing the amount of changes, seeing the chances that a lot of players were going to get, young players, so-called second string players that you thought, tonight there's your chance, go on, take it. None of them did. It was a crap game. I'm not going to lie, kind of disappointing in the end. I expected a little bit more, but the biggest thing to take from it has to be the first team players that really didn't stand up. Young players can't really perform if that group of first team players alongside them aren't doing it themselves. You know what I mean? Mata, Lingard, Baye, Matic, Donny. These players weren't good tonight. They weren't. They're the ones that let us down, and they're the ones that probably let themselves down, because RANGNICK's not going to look at this now and go, you're fighting for a spot against Norwich. He's going to go, well, you've told me a lot tonight there. You've told me that you're probably not good enough to start against Norwich. You're probably not good enough to be in my first team the majority of the rest of the season. The young lads, Alanga and Ahmad, struggled to get into the game. We didn't play any balls over the top to suit their game. It was to feet, and they were bullied a little bit in the first half. Ahmad came into it a bit in the second, but let's be honest, still didn't pull up any trees. It was a difficult game for him. Young boys sort of grew in confidence towards the back end of the game, and they were the ones who were pushing on. They were the ones who looked like they were going to get the winner, and that was simply because, you know what, our lads just ran out of ideas, and our first team players sort of give up the ghost in a way. I hate to say it, but I mean, Donny was decent, made the mistake for the goal, disappointed in that mistake. That's going to go down on his card now, isn't it? And that's what everyone's going to criticise him off, because he had a decent game, but that turned into an average one simply because of his mistake. Mata, no, couple of nice passes here and there, he's done. He's just not going to be good enough for this team. He shouldn't be playing. Honestly, there was probably a place there for another first team player. You know what I mean? Someone else could have played there today. McTominay could have played there instead of Mata, and probably done a better job, to be honest. Probably would have given us a bit more strength and a bit more of something in midfield, because that's where it was lacking. We was literally bypassed through midfield quite a bit, simply because we didn't have the speed. Lingard, what, mate? Seriously, I thought you would have been right up for this now with a new manager coming in. Loads of energy, you know what I mean? It sounds like the perfect setup for Lingard, a Ralph team, but going off tonight, all I can say about Lingard, he just looked lazy tonight. Whether his fitness isn't there, but that's an opportunity to go out and say, I should be in this team. It's not a chance to come out and say, I shouldn't be playing in this team full of youth players. I should be in the main team at weekend, because that's what it looked like, and that's how it came across. Wasted opportunity for them players. Massive wasted opportunity. And it kind of reflected into the young players at the end of the day, because they're looking up to the first team players, the bigger players, the more experienced players, to like give them a bit of encouragement. And he just wasn't there. When the first team plays games off that much, you don't, and you can't rely on the younger players giving their chance to do what they've got to do. And they didn't really in the end. Alanga should have scored. He should have scored in that second half when he went clean through, missed a chance. To be honest, in fairness to the first team players, you could look at it the other way. You could say, look, they've been thrown in for the first time in a while with an average team, youngsters mixed with players who haven't played a lot, and it's hard to really show what you've got and sort of get into a game when all of you are that rusty. You know what I mean? That was full 16, like I said at the start, changes. I expected more, but then I do understand a little bit on the other side of it that, you know what, if you're coming into a team that's got the likes of Ronaldo, Bruno, and all these players in there, then surely, yeah, you're going to be playing a bit better. You're going to move into a team that's in the middle of a flow, and it's going and it's working. Right there tonight, it just seemed to like a full stop, because it wasn't even a press. It looked like a 4-1 sort of setup. It was weird. First 15 minutes we had a bit of energy. Greenwood was very, well, it wasn't very good, it was good, I would say, tonight. Our best player. I thought his goal was superb, and he should have had an assist that Mata missed in the first half. And really, we should have been outside. Should have been 2 or 3-0, but a stupid silly mistake from Donny, and it probably looking like it's a decent victory. Shining, nice, easy win. But didn't work out that way. Another hard night, a hard watch. And like I said, players let themselves down, and the young players, the time will come again. Good to see the likes of Iqbal, Savage, Shoretire all come on in the second half. Good to see Alanga and Ahmad start. It's what this club is all about. And when an opportunity comes around like this, like I said beforehand, that, you know what, already won the group, done and dusted. You've got to take these opportunities to blood these players, to give them. So they'll go away from that now. No, Ahmad and Elanga especially, that they have to be that yard quicker. They have to be a little bit more on the front foot. It's a faster, stronger game. They will fall out and they will get another chance again, I'm sure of it. But tonight, it wasn't about them. It was about the other players. Bailly did okay. Greenwood, like I said, our best player. But honestly, if you have to ask me, do any of them players get into that starting lineup against Norwich at weekend? I would say no, probably not. Greenwood probably pushing Rashford at best. Bailly, best defender, but I don't see him getting in. Now that we know Varane is back in training, I think Bailly's days are numbered. Although I would like to see Bailly alongside Varane. Whether Ralph will implement that at some point, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. 2 games a week now going through to Christmas. Big games, league games, and games we should be winning. You know, Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle. I mean, all these games now, that should be 4 straight wins for United. 12 points. It's looking a bit rosier. I expect it to be a higher standard against Norwich at weekend now, because that tonight is a weird one. It just wasn't a Ralph sort of setup. And the fact that he substituted the goalkeeper kind of said how important that game was tonight to me. He really wasn't bothered about it. He wanted to give game time and see a few players on the pitch. And he got what he asked for. Whether it was the right energy, the right sort of encouragement for him to bring these players in, I doubt it. But it's done. We move on. No one's going to remember this night. No one's going to remember this game. All it's going to be is one of them games which contributed to us winning this group and is now waiting for the Champions League draw. It's done. It's dusted. We're still in the Champions League. We're not in Europa League. And we move on to bigger and better things. New year, FA Cup, Champions League comes back in. Let's finish this year now with these Premier League wins, which is the important thing now, and go into the new year, 2022, with a new lease of life. And that really is all I can take away from today. The Champions League is wrapped up, people. Let me know what you think. Was it that important to you? Get your comments in below. Obviously, give the video a like as well, guys, and do subscribe to the United Stand. I will be back tomorrow for the Fan Forum, where we will break down what's happened tonight and then coming ahead towards Norwich at weekend and what difference we are expecting to see, because I'm expecting it to be a lot better than what that was. Cheers for watching, everyone.